Hello to all, I welcome you to the world of Astrodesign. My name is Lily, and in today's video I'm going to discuss the full moon that is going to occur on the 16th of April at the evening, depending, of course, where you live around the world, and at approximately 26 degrees of the sign of Libra. As usual, I will tell you a little bit about the characteristics of the moon. So it's a female planet that represents the emotional world, how we express our emotions. In addition, the moon is our mind, the perception of reality and interpretations that we give it. The moon is also our instincts, emotions, as we all know, is a very potent fuel for action. That is why the moon is also what motivates us in life. It is also the planet that represents our mother, and in a woman's map, it indicates her feminine behavior. For all of us, the moon shows how emotionally and mentally stable we are. The moon moves in cycles of 28-29 days each month. The lunar cycle has 8 stages to it, and twice months it can be the new moon when we don't see the moon at all at the sky, and it will be a full moon 2 weeks later when we see a bright gray circle in the sky. So astrologically, a full moon is a time when what you have done so far can reach its peak. The glow of full moon contributes to us seeing and understanding things that were vague to us, or that not all the details were visible until now. Activities and deeds reach its peak, and as well our emotional world. So things may go out of proportion because people are more nervous and impatient on full moon days. The full moon is a great time to rethink the past, what to release, and how to move forward. However, it's not a good time for beginnings. It is advisable to get rid of things that have not worked since the last months. It is a considerable boost to action and goal achievement. Another significant thing about the moon, it shows our diet, digestion, and stomach. During the full moon, and especially in lunar eclipses, it is recommended to minimize our food intake and fast if you can, or at least to lower the food intake. So in this video, I'm going to specify the placement of the full moon using human design and gene keys. Then I will make a short astrological interpretation of the full moon map and discuss the influence of this full moon on each ascendant. It is, of course, a general forecast and won't fit everyone. If you want to know how it will affect your own life, you can get an individual consultation with me. So let's begin with human design. The moon will reside in gate 50.1. It is the energy of the values and norms of every person and societies. Whether it is laws that exist in a particular country or in a particular culture, or whether this is the norms that exist within the person himself. Who we are, human beings without our value systems, just another animal that lives by instincts without morals. This is the energy that is at the center of the intuitive consciousness in the tribal stream, and therefore there is here a strong presence of family and ethnic values rooted in our cellular memory. Like everything in life, here too there are positive and dark sides to the same energy. Our choice as human beings is whether to let this energy to be expressed in our lives in a negative way or in a positive one. So the negative frequency, shadow, and challenging use of this energy is expressed as the following. First of all, it can be expressed as corruption for the purpose of gaining control of the tribe or people. Second, not accepting of others and their norms. Third, imbalance both internally within the norms of a particular person and externally when there is no keeping of laws on the part of those who created them. 4, surrender to irrational hierarchies that do not benefit the tribe and do not contribute to the general survival. 5, abuse of others through coercion of norms or laws or abuse of laws. 6, criminals that do not take into account the laws exist not only in thieves or murderers, but of course, all over our politics. Every energy we have inside our map has a supreme purpose. And here it is a creation of balance and harmony in the world through the imposition of norms and laws that will contribute to the genetic survival in a balanced way, of course. Without laws and boundaries, there will be only chaos, and it will not contribute to any survival or order in the universe. If everybody takes the laws into their own hands, will we be able to survive? Can we contribute to each other through chaos? So this energy has the roots of all the other energies and streams that come from the splenic center in the human design system. So it has a lot of responsibilities and a huge role in our survival. It is the great melting pot of all these different possibilities that can bring awareness and stabilize our universe from within to the outside world. But in order to achieve it, we need to take responsibility for ourselves. We can't change others or our politics, only ourselves. If we do not take politics into account, then in the individual pen, if we want to achieve inner balance, we should stop playing the games of hierarchies and comparisons, which grow out of illusion and survival fear. It prevents us from taking responsibility for our lives and focusing on our own balance. The full moon will intensify comparisons that can lead us to greed, envy, and competition, to reinforce division and evoke the same fear on the other side, which eventually can lead us to conflicts that the moon in Libra is so afraid of. On the other side, the full moon can help us see clearly all the problems that I have mentioned and decide to change and let it go, to begin balancing ourselves. A bit about the first line, which is the basis that can benefit and not limit our fate. It is the line of the foundation that examines and investigates the law and norms over a long period of time, until it comes to conclusion of what is good and what needs to change. Without a good constitutional basis, everything will collapse. Only through strong foundation can a balanced society exist. This is the line of refugees. And as we all know, there are many refugees around the world right now. As a refugee, to integrate, he must learn the norms of the society to which he has come, to establish a foundation, but at the same time, to not forget his own foundation from where he came from. Do not give up everything he is, just to belong. There is an ability here to be aware of which values to refine and which to change, which can be very beneficial in the end to grow wherever we go. It requires, of course, tolerance and time. This is the beginning of the moral code. The first law can be primitive and needs refinement. So the full moon will want you to check your inner norms to investigate and understand what needs refinement. I will talk a bit about the astrological chart of the full moon. So as well as the sun, the full moon has harmonious aspects to the planet Saturn, which is the law and the limitations in our lives. Therefore, it contributes to us great abilities to create some internal change in the limitation we feel by changing our emotion and perspective toward it. We can let this positive energy to lead us to a better place. In this transit map, we need to watch out from power struggles and control games. Do not let our arrogance to prevent us from refining ourselves and adapting to new situations. Another thing to be aware of is that the sign Libra wants peace at all costs, which can bring damage. We should not try to hide or to be shy from our true nature and feelings just in order to achieve balance and to be accepted by others. Peace at all costs will cost too much later. The full moon is not a good time for surgical or invasional procedures, especially not in kidneys, urethra, urinary bladder, veins, our skin, pancreas, and hormones such as insulin and glucagon. So how it will affect your ascendant? Let's go into this. If the full moon falls into the first house, it means that your ascendant is Libra. For you, this is a peak time related to your personal needs based on your own value system. How well you manage to communicate this in relationships and other important partnerships in your life. Are your needs expressed? Are you satisfied with your personal development? If not, the reason for this will now be revealed to you, and you will be able to release and refine your values because they are the ones that are hindering you from moving forward in life and gaining satisfaction. In addition, ask yourself, do you have a balance in your life regarding your physical health? Are you in a balanced relationship? Or are they just seemingly balanced because of forgery and your attempt to meet the norms and demand of others? The full moon urges you to start balancing your needs with others, not being afraid to say what is on your mind. In the end, truth is always felt, even if you try your best to hide it. This is a record time for something related to your physical health and appearance, as well as promotion at work or receiving additional authority from the bosses, which you must think carefully about whether you want to take responsibility on it or not. Full moon in the second house. For you, this is a peak time regarding financial pain, cash, savings, and your bank accounts. It is possible you will open a new bank or purchase a property abroad or pay for studies that can take place abroad or in the field of spirituality and consciousness. You will begin new studying. There is a high chance of realizing a wish by a big purchase. But as always, when it comes to the second house, one should be careful not to scatter too much with money and be more calculated. Do not spend money on something that looks glamorous from the outside. There may be new acquaintances in the background of a property purchase, and there may be signatures or new contracts signing, and legal issues pertaining to a large purchase. Attention should be made to corruption issues in order to avoid paying double later. In addition, listen to your intuition regarding the above purchases and do not agree on anything blindly. Check if you are willing to take responsibility for what you purchase. What is the long-term valuability for you? If it's not suited to your values and norms, don't agree to spend money on it. The third house. Your full moon will stay in the third house and will indicate commitments to your neighbors and or siblings, developing dance or acting skills. This may be a time when you post something you worked on before and market it even overseas. For some of you, it will be a time when you will want to engage in writing and less communicate with others. For the rest, this could be a period of multiple communications and travel abroad for marketing and commercial purposes. The result of your communication depends on your values and the desire to hide what you really think. It is recommended to speak honestly and express what is really on your mind to promote sales and marketing and understanding with others. The first house. Moon is your ruler. So whether there is a full moon, some area of your life leads up and gets a boost and fulfillment for positive or negative. Also depending on the aspects that the moon creates with the planets in your birth chart. So for you, this is a period with a peak time related to home settings, change of residence, emotional issues that will receive empowerment, and a sense of security that can be highlighted or diminished. The focus now is on household members and building a family foundation based on your values. Do not be ashamed or hesitant to say what you really feel, and it will help you to balance the emotional world from within and with family members. As well, your relationship or the well-being of your mother can be highlighted as well. Full moon for Gemini Ascendant and the fifth house. For some of you, during this period, the creative projects that you have been working on so far will receive financial reward. You may find new creative ways to make money. All this on the conditions that you will be able to refine your values and see from the outset what value is limiting you in the economic pen. For some of you, your children may have to leave the home and turn into a more independent road, or vice versa, and you will have to take responsibility for them again. There is a chance to get an invitation to teach children or engage in a creative endeavors that will lead to additional income. It is advisable not only to consider the economic pen, but to make sure with your value world how much you want to commit to the project that has been offered to you. Taurus Ascendant, the sixth house. For you, this is a peak period related to your health and to work. It always comes together because our health requires a lot of work. In addition, it refers to taking responsibility for your health, habits, and work and routine. The more your norms are balanced on the inside, the more balanced your health will be. It is important to say what is on your mind and not to hide things. It will harm your health. Short trips due to work or the health context may increase in this period. The full moon will help you see which habit is based on wrong values in your life. You should get rid of it in order to improve the occupational and, of course, the health span. Aries Ascendant, the 7th house. For you, this is a record time for one or more of the following topics. Something regarding your spouse, business, customers, advertising, other people's needs, and important partnerships in life. To what extent do you manage to refine your norms and values in order to be balanced and harmonious with the other people, but also yourself? Are you trying to please others by sacrificing your needs and values? Or are you trying to impose your norms on your spouse or customers? This is a time when you can understand what works for you and change it. The focus is on other people in your life, and therefore some peak will come as a result of your relationships with others or through your spouse. For Pisces Ascendant, the full moon is going to reside in the 8th house. So for some of you, something sudden will happen with you and your spouse's joint assets. Something related to taxes, a mortgage, or inheritance. For some, children will want to get money from you, or even your romantic partner would like you to loan them money. But the question is, does it live up to your values, and would you like to commit to this financial investment? Another possibility for the full moon influence is that you will want to take out a loan for the purpose of a catering business or other creative project. Here too, check whether it is appropriate for your calibration to commit to the funds. Aquarius Ascendant, the 9th house. A full moon helps you focus and understand health and employment issues through holistic vision and awareness. You may turn to alternative therapies to treat a health problems that you have or would like to learn something spiritual or related to healing in order to engage in it later. Some lucky topics can come up and you will feel more optimistic and lucky, or vice versa. It all has to do with how much you are fixated in your own opinions and norms, how much you can change them through the insight that thoughts produce reality. You may begin a higher or a spiritual studies. You may want new experiences, travel abroad. You may also want to advertise your service abroad, and through this you will meet new people from different cultures. It's all questions of your values and to what you would like to commit. Capricorn Ascendant, the 10th house. For you, this is a record time related to your work, realizations of some goals, business and business partnerships. You may receive an offer for a new business partnership, or together with an existing partner, you will decide to change direction or realize a new business goal. The full moon can help you see how much your values are expressed in your partnerships, in dealings with customers and with your spouse. You may want to change it for your own good, or vice versa. Out of the desire to get more work, you will hide what is really on your mind and what is important to you, which can later lead to a problem in your business and personal partnerships as well. Therefore, it is advisable to talk honestly about what is important to you and check what the needs of the other party are. Without this test, you may get into a failed business or partnership. For some of you, your spouse can get new work opportunities and you will be involved as well. For singles, new acquaintances through work. Sagittarius ascendant and the full moon in the 11th house. For you, it is a record time for something related to your group commitments and settings. Whether you are accompanying a group or taking part in some large organization, something sudden and unexpected can happen in your social settings that concerns your money and that of your spouse or other people's money from the same organization. Again, it can be for the better and you will get money from accompanying groups or through friends, or it can be negative, depending on other aspects in your map, of course. You may suddenly be approached to accompany a group and will need to check with yourself how much you want to commit to it and would you like to take responsibility on this group of people. Your social circle may be corrupt and now you will see it, or you may be the one who discriminating against people from certain groups and there will be no balance in your social circle. It all depends on your values to begin with. For Scorpio ascendant, the full moon is going to reside in your 12th house. So the full moon is going to illuminate the dark and hidden side of your life. It means something that was hidden from your eyes earlier regarding other people's opinions about you, or even some legal issues. You will understand and see what happened there. For some of you, it will be the opposite, meaning something will be brewing behind your back on the part of people from foreign cultures. From the beginning, it is important that you accept the fact that it exists because of your fixated beliefs and norms about certain people and start changing and investigating what to refine. For some of you, it is a time of solitude and a need for spiritual and unconventional healing. Embrace your fears as part of you, thank them, and they will free its reps on you. I wish you all good luck and take care.